Yo, what is good YouTube? I'm Zep and I will introduce you into Black Beacon. In this video, I'll show you everything that Black Beacon has to offer, and I also explain it to you so you understand it. I will leave timesteps in the description so you can find everything you want to know. A like and a follow would really help me, but it is obviously not necessary. It would only be highly appreciated. Enough yapping, let's get right into it. Let's go over the story. So, we have a normal main story and we have an hard story. Hard story will not give you any XP for your account, but we also got side stories that will give you a lot of XP. So you do want to rush both of them before you spend your stamina. Now let's go over the gacha system. It has a 70 pity. If you're new, you're gonna have a 30 pulse selector where you could choose any one of those 5. And if you redeemed it, you're gonna have a 300 pity again for another selector. There's also a weapon banner for standard characters and 4-star that has a 50 pity, but it is 100% your weapon that you're gonna choose. Then we have radar banners that have 70 pulls, and if you pull an early 5-star character, it is not gonna reset. So if you have, for example, on 20 pulls Logos, you will get Logos again when you are done with the 70 pulls. And after you pulled 70 times, the banner is gonna be gone. The last 2 banners are the limited banner ones. They are 70 to 30% chance you're gonna win the limited character. The rate for the character is gonna increase after 40 pulls, and the pity is shared across the same type of banner. For the weapon banner, it is really similar to the standard one. 50 pity, and the rate is gonna get increased after your 25th pull, and you have a 100% chance on getting that weapon. If you're new to Black Beacon, you're gonna have a selector, how I said, after your 30 pulls, and you should absolutely pick Lishi. And if you have him already, go with Logos. The other 2 are still playable, but those 2 are just outstanding. They're just way better than the other 3, and they also make a really good second team for your endgame content. I'll leave a link down below. Let's go over stamina. You should not really spend your stamina before you level 35, because when you are level 35, you're gonna be able to farm the latest stages of skill materials. Now we talk about how to use your stamina. Here you should also wait as long as you can to get to level 35, where you unlock all the highest difficulty stages, so you can get the maximum out of your stamina. But please keep in mind, do not farm skill level materials until you'll unlock the highest skill level stages. And also, please don't farm XP books, because you really don't need them. I never did one. I only cleared once, and I still have like, I don't know, how much did I got? 85 and like, I think over 100 of the purple ones. For an early game plan, focus on your DPS, put everything you have into your DPS character, and use your stamina to complete the 7-day event, because there will be event missions that you need to follow. So first, spend your stamina to follow those missions, and don't use free stamina recharge from the event until later when you have all missions unlocked. Let's talk about Babel Tower. I'm not sure how you should pronounce it, but it's just our like little idle place where you can send your characters on missions to get rewards, you see here, and they will bring you after amount of times. The normal ones are 6 hours, that is I think a day, and those are like 12 hours, I think. This one is pretty long too. What should you upgrade here? You should upgrade your Babel Tower, then you should focus on your trade station and your field station. Why should you upgrade your trade station and your field station? Those 2, because the trade station is gonna give you tons of XP books. I'm talking about like 1k or like 2k per day, so you really don't need to farm XP books and save your stamina. For the field station, obviously you want to have as much as missions here as possible to get more rewards. So I would just say we skip basic stats, and I will only talk about 2 stats. First, it's gonna be Pierce percentage. That one, it's just straight up ignores defense based on that percentage. So I have on my Florence 67% Pierce, so I will ignore nearly 70% of the enemy's defense. Then we have Elemental Anomaly Mastery. This stat is a bit confusing if you read it yourself. Basically, it is just Element Mastery from similar games, but the difference is only the highest mastery will count and it will affect every character in the team. So you do not want to have, for example, her and her, because both of them will build elemental mastery and only the highest stat will count for every character in your team. So only bring one character that needs element mastery in your team. So this game also has elemental effect that you can inflict upon the enemy. All element deals HP percentage damage with attack percent threshold upon triggering the effect. Let's start with fire and burn. It inflicts HP percentage damage over time and also has an attack percentage threshold. Then we have thunder and electrocution. During electrocution duration, every hit dealt to the enemy will zap the enemy as long as the duration is still up. The damage is dependent on how fast the character attacks the enemy or how many times a hit lands. Then we have water and status. This element effect will freeze the enemy for 3 seconds, and you also can freeze bosses too. Then we have light and glare. This element effect will cause massive damage based on your HP percentage. Also has an attack percentage threshold, but it is bigger than other elements. Then we have dark and erosion. Erosion allows you to accumulate damage after it's triggered, and you have limited time to deal as much damage as you can while erosion is active. The accumulation to damage conversions rate is around 30%. The last one is overload. This element reaction causes massive damage similar to glare. This effect triggers when you have minimum of 2 elements triggered within the frame duration of each other. It's around a 5-second window, but if you want to proc overload, you need to have 2 different element types in your team. While we're talking about gameplay, I'll leave some gameplay tips in here too. You can always see how much more you need to attack with a certain element to get a proc. It's always over the boss's HP bar. You can also cancel and swap characters while they are in an animation. You should at least try to do it because it does save some time, and you can also have some more damage output, but you can also cancel important frames like Florence's E, so you need to be careful with that. There's also a tutorial tab here where you could just play the tutorials for every character. Get a poll. Yeah, you get a poll. And you have a good understanding how you play the character. That also will help you a lot. But I do plan on releasing character guide videos in the future, so yeah, if you want to see that one, just stay tuned. For team building and character building, you do not want to build mono teams. Expect dark mono. The reason being is just the mechanic of erosion itself. Although we don't have a good dark support unit to play it, since Ninja is a great support, but you will want to build her as a nuke DPS instead, since her damage output is crazy if you build her right. So for teams, you do want to play at least 2 different characters to proc overload. If possible, you do want to have 3 different elements, but 2 is also just fine. And then you just want to have support characters that's gonna buff you damage dealer, and of course you want to have some sustain, for example Ninja's shield, healing, or something like that. I would recommend 2 teams for endgame and for everything else. The first team would be Florence, Zero, and Hep. I do not know how to say her name, so she's just Hep. How this team works is just really simple. You want to start with Hep to get her defense buff, then you switch to Zero to get her attack buff, and then you're gonna switch to Florence and just put some damage out, you know what I'm saying? And for Max, you want to build Florence with Babel Tower, and you want to have as much pierce, crit damage, and crit rate as possible. Zero will use Blazing Fire 1, and for Hep, I'm not sure. I leave a comment if I know better after I uploaded the video, but I don't want to say something that is maybe not as good as I think. For the second team, we have Lishi, Azi, and then it's just kind of up to you if you want to play Logos or, for example, Asti. I will play Asti because I have her on P6, so she is my go-to. And this team is just gonna play as the other one. Simple. You have a healer for Li Shi. Even though he heals himself on talent 4, if you're good enough, you could also play another buffer, but you also can just play a healer. And why a healer is also really good is because Li Shi's skill 2 cooldown will be higher if he is low on HP. So you want to have a healer to heal him up, that his cooldown isn't that big of a deal. And for marks, again, Li Shi will need a lot of HP, crit damage or pierce, and crit rate, obviously. And I think thunder damage is alright too. About attack, I don't think you want attack on him since he does scales with HP, I think. For Logis, if you want to play Logis, the game plan doesn't really change with her since she is a sub DPS that can also heal. Logis stats would be attack, light damage, and crit rate. Azi stats would be Anomaly Mastery, attack, and thunder damage. And for healers, you would want to have Blazing Fire too, so Asti would want to have Blazing Fire too. How you get them is really simple. You can get marks from Shopt by exchange, Seal of Fate, or Lucky Drop from Tome of Fate. The only thing you need to buy, and you will not get from any stage, is the slot 10 marks. It's just the bigger ones here. This one, you can only buy those, and they are a bit expensive, but they give a lot of stats too. Depending on your breakthrough level, you will have less or more space here. The maximum for breakthrough 2 is 19. For 3, it's 24. For 4, it's going to be 29. And the stats you could get are attack percentage, defense percentage, HP percentage, pierce percentage, elemental mastery, crit rate, crit damage, and each of the 5 elemental damage percent. How do you level up those marks? You need to have the same 3 slots, for example for this one, but I cannot level it up with this one because it already has an attack stat, so you cannot have the same stat 2 times, but you will level it up when you have 2 of the same ones. For example, if I'm gonna go here, select that one, you will get the single pieces you leveled it up with. The marks also have a lot of shapes. You see here all the shapes. There are blue ones, purple ones, and gold. You just level them up. And the first 4 doesn't have anything like an effect, but after the 4 ones, it's always gonna have an effect on it. And yeah, why would you play Babel Tower, may you ask? And the answer is, the big ones, or like the tower ones, the 10 pieces, gives 19% pierce. The 3 one gives only 5.7, and I don't think I have a 4 one actually, so I can't really show you, but the 10 ones just gives you a lot more damage, and the effect doesn't stack. So you only have 1 of those effects, but it doesn't matter because you have so much raw stat that it's just always a better option than more smaller pieces. But if you want to say it like that, for example on her, I didn't build her yet, but you see I have a lot of small ones, and the elemental set is okay, not that perfect, but it is fine. I need to build those 2 too, but you can mix with smaller ones too, just to let you know. To get those marks, you're gonna need to play Tome of Fate. There you have the Explorer stage, and then you have Adventure Mode, Reorganization page that you will need, or you should at least farm this one. And if you cleared once, you can quick battle it with everything you had in the run you won, may I say. So that is the run I had to win it the first time. Put it on 4, so you just cleared 4 times in a row. That's really nice too. Then you get Seal of Fate, and those currency you can go to the store and you can buy your gear that you want to buy. About the gameplay, It is really similar to a lot of gacha games where you can, how I said, choose your buffs, choose event or battle stages, you can rest, you can level up those buffs, you have fusions, and stuff like that. One claim is gonna cost you 40 stamina. Let's quickly talk about how you could change your stats. First, you can just select one stat you want to, so you don't need to, reroll something or anything like that. It is not random, you can select the stat you want. Then you need a currency, the golden chisel. I'm not sure if that's the right pronunciation. And 5 slots and below need something else. And it is iron chisel. It's not the same one as for the 10 slots. How you get that currency to change your stats? You can get it from the shop or the battle pass. You should only change your substats if you already leveled your piece 3 times and you have it on max level. And please do not change more than 2 substats. For example, if I had here HP, attack and defense, I would need to reroll 2 times to get both critically hit rate and critical damage. That's just too expensive. So look out for only 1 change. So you will need to have 2 good stats and then you can reroll 1. Let's talk about all the shops we have right now in the game. First, obviously we have our real money shop. What should you buy here? You should buy the monthly pass and the battle pass if you want to spend something. Those are the 2 great options you could buy. Then we have the time seeking shop. There you could buy your pulls or you could save for a character. I'm not sure what is the best. I think it is kinda dependent on what you want and if you want to dupe a character or not. Then we have our lost time storm. If you want to buy anything else than your pulls, just have in mind you need 500 every month to buy 5 standard pulls and 5 premium pulls. Then we have the multiverse store. Here you could or only should buy the 5-star Ember and a signature weapon of a character, also in 5-star. About the Fate Storm, our marks, what we talked earlier, it is really dependent on what character you want to play and obviously what character you want to build. For example, if you have a really bad 3-slot piece, just buy 1, 2, 3, 4 till you have a good one or a perfect one, if you want to say it like that. Yeah, it is dependent on what character you want to build. Your friendship store is, it's not really that big. It's just some gift you can buy to gift your characters to get a little bit of a skin. I can show it to you. Here, I have her costume. It's not that big of a deal. I think she looks really good here too. So, yeah, it's not that big of a deal, but you can gift your characters to increase their affection level and get some rewards too. So I just leave story and resource stages away. So first we have character tutorial. Right, we have just a challenge from what you learned from the tutorial stages. For example, here you have parry. I didn't even 3-star it when I played it once, but yeah, you're gonna get some pulls from it and you will get rewards if you play it on 9-star. So you should do it, but it's not gonna run away or something, so you could take your time on that one. Brute Force is like your speedrun mode where you can select debuffs and buffs. There are also a ranking. I'm right now on 75. I need to do it again. I'm not sure how strong was my Florence. It only was on 5.8 and now it's like on 10.8 or something. So I think I'm gonna get like, I don't know, a 30 or something. We're gonna see. And you will also get rewards if you play it. So you should absolutely play it. The rewards are really good. You're gonna get skin materials, you're gonna get premium currency, stuff like that. Then we have Echoes of the Past. It's just like a little boss fight mode where you can challenge nearly every boss fight in the story. And when you win, you can get some really good mats. For example, breakthrough materials, XP books, and premium currency. And there are also rankings. If you're into that, it's also there. The last mode that we didn't talk about yet is our multiverse. It's just really fucking basic, if I'm being honest. It's just your classic Abyss from Genshin or something like that. Every gacha game has it. That's why you need 2 teams. You have your stages that you need to clear. You're gonna get good rewards depending on how many stars you get. Here you're gonna get Scar of Infinity that you can invest into in Gold and Amber, or you can also buy a signature weapon from it. And that's it for the video. Thanks a lot for watching. If I forgot something, please let me know in the comments. Have a good day and see you guys in the next one.